Metalcore, famously known for his mech, and famously known for me not wanting to play him for it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the final game of, or not the final game, the possible,
Final
the
series.
final series, the last matchup, the ace match, the best of 9. It is the captain of Lucky 13, the Terran player in yellow, spawning in the southeast position on Frost. It is Metalcore.
And bottom left, 4-team Strata Gaming, having already won the week. But ace match, here we are. It is Wonder. Wonder. So this map for mech is very good. And look at this, Metalcore going straight for the wall at his natural. So we're definitely going to be seeing a 14cc out of him. And very, aggressively walling is a paradox, but it's a bit of an aggressive wall.
I'm aggressively building my defenses. Don't mess.
Hey man, they're closer to his base than they would be otherwise, alright? You know what I mean? I'm actually a big fan of that, if you're going to be a big push as a Terran player, just bring along a couple of SCVs, put down some bunkers. There's absolutely no reason not to. And it adds just a little bit extra. Against Protoss players, the Zealots go straight for those bunkers. Against Zerg players,
Metalcore actually rallying his next SCV already to his natural. He wants to build that. Let's watch it get built, folks.
He's got his build planned. Yes, sir. Even grabbing 5 minerals. Look at that. That is optimization at its peak.
And we do have the 15 hatchery going down for Wonder. And the gas as well. So yes, we are going to see a macro game. And Metalcore being known for mech means this game is probably going to be over the 30-minute mark. So I hope you guys have your coffee and have your blankie, because you're in for a long one. I guarantee it.
And we are not seeing from Wonder a gasless 3-hatch. So a little bit safer. A little bit less, more aggressive, possibly, for Wonder. Maybe he has a plan.
Once Wonder sees that the wall is already being built at the natural, I think he might just throw down that 3rd hatch, knowing that his opponent wants to do some sort of
macro play.
And as soon as you see that, a lot of Zergs will very quickly throw down that 3rd if they see a Forge fast expand out of a Protoss.
If I'm playing against Metalcore, I'd probably just go like 5 bases. No reason not to.
Well, 5 bases is excessive degen.
Oh, yeah.
4 bases with Metalcore.
True. Good call. Oh, man, it's just those two. Did those two ever play? I think they might have played each other. Back in Season 4.
If you are and Lucky 13 ever play and there is a Metalcore versus excessive degen map, I will gladly not cast that one.
Well, I regret to tell you, not regret in that way, but I do regret to tell you that Excessive Degen has, in a sense, retired. He went inactive for a little bit, and, real life stuff came out, so he's not really playing that much anymore.
I haven't seen him around, and it's sad because I really did enjoy watching his games. I did not enjoy casting them.
I did not enjoy playing them either.
I will admit that I fast-forwarded through a couple of his games during a cast because they were literally at the point where
nothing was happening for
5-10 minutes at a time, and you're just like, okay, so we're going to fast-forward until we see some blinking on the map here. It's not that we want to be disrespectful, it's just that we all have lives, and this is amateur hour. Let's be honest. I try to make my casts be as professional looking and done as they can be, but
hey man, I bet sometimes a lot of procasters wish they had a fast forward button, especially with Swarm hosts. That 4-hour game, Mana versus Firecake, was it 4 hours or was it 2.5, 3 hours?
3 hours, I think.
I don't know, man. Those casters must have been wishing they had a fast forward button, so I wouldn't feel too bad. 3rd CC going down now for Metalcore. He is in for the long hauls. We also see these 2 factories about to finish.
And Wonder actually going for the 3rd hatchery as well. So, if anything, can you even Can you even say at this point in the game who is ahead? Like, is that even a valid question?
I can't tell you who's ahead, but I can tell you that Metalcore is probably going to be doing 2 factory Blue Flame Hellion. That's what I can tell you. And that has the potential to do a lot of damage. However, it does get scouted. In fact, there are 2 factories.
And we do have a lot of Hellions coming out. Blue Flame is being researched, and I've actually seen Blue Flame being researched a lot more, not just on the pro scene, but actually in the lower leagues as well, where I am. I'll admit it, I'm a lower leaguer. But I've seen Blue Flame. I've actually used it myself. I started playing mech with my Terran a little bit, and Blue Flame Hellions are pretty boss.
Yeah, man. I think mech has a lot of potential for action in Blue Flame Hellions. I think that is where a lot of your aggression, a lot of your harassment, and a lot of your map control comes from throughout all points of the game.
The chat is saying 3 hours, 4 minutes, and 54 seconds.
3 hours, man. Come on. Casters were definitely wishing that they had a button.
So we have 5 Blue Flame, soon to be Blue Flame Hellions going after. They actually look like they might get one of these queens. No, they're being held off pretty decently. And and we're gonna pick off a couple creep tumors. Does Metalcore use the cheat? No, it's not. It's not really a cheat, but you do sometimes see.
I love that. I do that all the time.
Players attack their own Hellion to take out a creep tumor that they can't see.
I'm a big fan of doing that. I think it's pretty fun. Like, you feel pretty cool.
And Wonder actually on roaches.
Yeah, that was the right call. He did make the right call with the Blue Flame Hellions to make these roaches. But there are a lot of ramps, and therefore a lot of ways for these Blue Flame Hellions to sort of circumvent these roaches.
And the sheer number of Blue Flame Hellions, I think, could take down these roaches right now.
Yeah, I don't think that moving out with these roaches was the right call.
But these Blue Flame Hellions are actually trying to get around here. They are going to move to the Natural's big ramp, let's call it. These roaches do get into place. They get
get out of place really quickly.
The Hellions are just going to head on home.
Cloak being researched now for Metalcore. Looks like he's going to be going into Banshee as well. So we're going to be seeing Sky Turn a little bit earlier than we usually do. A 4cc as well. Metalcore feeling very safe.
Banshee Hellion tank, so very strong Sky army, but we do see a Spire going down for Wonder. So if Wonder builds a good flock of Mutalisks before his opponent gets any
you should
Vikings
check the production tab. 11 missile turrets on the way.
So Metalcore knows his build's weak point, and 15 missile turrets looks like in total. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, just to put that into perspective, that is actually 1,500 minerals. That's not a cheap amount. Metalcore investing in his future on this map. He's here to stay. He's sprucing up the neighborhood a little bit, making it a little bit safer for the children to play.
And a lot of people would think you're building 15 missile turrets, and that's a waste of money. If he had it just floating, it's not that much of a waste. And also, if his opponent goes into Mutalisks very heavily, and right now, if you think about it, his opponent built 4 Mutalisks, make that 9.
Man, high-sec auto-tracking as well. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I don't see that upgrade all that much.
He wants these units, and as you know, that gives an additional 1 range to these missile turrets.
As well as any planetaries he may build in the future.
Yeah, so these
wow,
15,
look at this. This is crazy.
These 15 missile turrets, again, 1,500 minerals, that's a lot, but we now have 9 Mutalisks, so if you think of that, 900, 900, plus range, level 1 range flyer attacks, so that's another 100. It really evens out, and those Mutalisks are not going to be able to do anything into the base. They're not going to harass at all. They might harass this 4th base.
Oh no, we lost that turret that was in front of that tank, so the tank looks like it's going to go down. That one turret, man.
The tank does go down, and these turrets are doing their job here, and now this little attack by Wonder is going to... Yeah, it's going to push the 3rd and make it... The 3rd is forced to lift off. Tanks, though, are...
Oh no, he's losing all these mutas! Oh no, Wonder! Oh, he just saved those 3. Okay, wow, that was close.
So a very good attack here by Wonder forces the 3rd base of Metalcore to be lifted off.
He may pick it off.
Yeah, he may. I don't think that he's going to be able to get that. Well, there's a missile turret randomly in the middle of nowhere. And oh, the repair! The repair by the last second by these SCVs saves the command center for a little while here. And it is going to be saved. Wow.
Metalcore should think about making a Thor at some point. They are pretty good against Mutas, and looks like
I don't
Tunneling
think
Claw is actually on the way, so he might just be going Roach Burrow, but Mutas as well. So it looks
I
like
don't think we have an armory on the map just yet. Out
no,
of
we don't,
Metalcore.
which is very interesting. With Mech, it's usually very heavy upgrades as well.
Wonder
Mech is kind of like being as greedy as possible, you know, while still being safe. Isn't it? It's hard to be safe with Mech, but you have to sort of have that greed factor of those upgrades. Otherwise, you're just gonna get overrun.
You can be, in my estimation, what I always felt is I felt like I could be safe with mech if I had one base more than I had. Like, give me one more base and I'll be safe with all these bases. But then you get that other base and you're like, oh, now I need another base.
No, I think 3 bases is really where Mech starts picking up. That's where they start getting the gas. They start hitting their stride to really do it. And 2 Vikings finally on the way. But he did lock his siege tank in with that armory, so that's unfortunate for him. Interesting placement. But, I mean, if you can deny that Mech player is third, in my opinion, you're in a good position. And Wonder is doing just that.
And these, once the story, a couple Vikings being made right now for Metalcore. So Metalcore is still going to be fairly well defended here. You know, Wonder's not really going to be able to get too much damage in. These roaches aren't going to be able to touch that wall with this many tanks sieged up behind it.
Yeah.
And there are a decent number of missile turrets that are down that will protect against these Hydras. So, and none of these roaches can even utilize their burrow or their burrowed movement. And we see Enduring Locusts.
3 Thors, man! I'm so happy. But yeah, Enduring Locusts, this is going to be a game.
Enduring Locusts, Thors, and Hellbats. So,
long game.
This is going to be...
I think this is going to turn into Sky Tyrant versus the wonder that is Swarm Hosts, which is a very interesting matchup because you think, well, Swarm Hosts can't shoot up, so you know Sky Tyrant probably win there. But Spore Crawlers, man, when you get late game and Zerg makes like 5,000 Spore Crawlers, it's going to be hard to push into.
And we missed this here that Wonder was attacking into the weakest part of the missile turret wall, and Wonder, or Metalcore, immediately just throws in another, it looked like another 5 turrets there, and Wonder trying to do what he can with these roaches, which really there's just not much they're going to be doing. Wonder really needs these swarm hosts, and he's making 10 at a time now. Wonder at a maxed out army here right now, really 188, and Metalcore is still down to 132.
Metalcore does not have any upgrades yet, but did get those 2 armories. And again, this is what happens when you deny a mech player his third for so long. That he does not have the gas to do what he wants to do.
Now Metalcore is demolishing, just utterly denies that Roach army from doing anything, and is now finally going to be able to take his third. Instantly drops 4 mules on that third, and he does have a 4th command center somewhere, I believe.
I think it just got taken down trying to take that third, actually.
Ooh, okay, so Metalcore probably gonna... Oh, he drops another 2 mules at his third. So there is now 6 mules at Metalcore's third.
Metalcore needs to clear this creep. This is pretty important.
Yeah, this creep is getting really close. And now he sees the Locust. He immediately runs off the creep, but these Locusts are going to be around for a while yet. Siege tanks going...
Oh boy.
Siege tanks sieging up, going to go after these Locusts, and need a lot more tanks to take down the Locusts, and a lot more tanks are coming in. They are just going to siege up, and these tanks are going to start getting a lot of kills against these Locusts.
Yep, they're going to start racking up the kill count. Of course, it's not necessarily going to mean anything.
These Locusts are actually able to make their way into the tank line. Ooh, no, just barely. Enough to get maybe 1 or 2 shots off. Wonder really needs to just lift all of these swarm hosts up so that they can all send their Locusts at the same time. They are spread thin enough so that these tanks can get all the kills they need.
Metalcore, man. Starting is 1-1, 20 minutes into the game. As well as Corvid Reactor, we are going to be seeing Sky Tyrant. And in response, Wonder.
Oh, 1 swarm host goes down.
Oh no. Wait,
well,
3 more are
going
to go down.
Swarm hosts are going to go down.
2 more. But Wonder making more Mutalisks, so the swarm hosts are kind of just a hold. You know, he's not going to make any more swarm hosts. He's not going to go Stefano. Make 60 swarm hosts on us. He is going to switch back into mutas.
Oh, and the mutas. Oh, the Thors not just. The Thors are just a little bit too far away to get shots off. Hellbat's coming in, and a bunch of Hellbats get taken down by the Locust. I feel so bad here. We haven't really looked at the bases at all, but we just have a giant fight going on. Let's actually take a look around, take a little tour. We have the 6th base for Wonder in the north. There is a 5th base that is mining. 4th base is mining, full on gas. 2nd base, Natural, still mining as well, and the Natural, the main, is mined out. We do have Lair, no Hive just yet being morphed. We do have pathogen glands. We do have the Mutalisks trying to make a move. Here comes another Locust, which have finally cycled themselves to make all the Locusts at the same time. So these Locusts are starting to do a little bit of damage here and there, but there are SCVs repairing, so nothing really going to happen here. On the other side, Metalcore is indeed building a planetary fortress at his 4th base location in the north. We do have this 3rd base.
All the way up there.
Oh, yeah.
Metalcore going to be able to do some nice peaceful harvesting up in that base.
Yeah, we do
not
have
going to be seen for a while.
We do have the 3rd base where all the fight is going down. The
mutas in the main base of Metalcore actually sacrificing a lot of mutas just to clear those turrets out.
Oh, and those mutas are doing a little bit of work here, trying to take down the tech labs and the add-ons of the starports. Actually, possibly going to get both of these starports.
Metalcore pulling back every single Thor, leaving his siege tanks possibly a little bit vulnerable, but looks like he's going to clear that up right now with 5,000 more missile turrets coming down. But, I mean, you have to at the same time wonder if that was worth it for Wonder. He did, I guess, take down both starports, but
oh, now the Thors, but the Thors are exceedingly slow, so these Mutalisks are going to town now on these siege tanks. Are they going to be able to take down enough? Or are the siege tanks...
I believe that they will be able to take down enough.
Oh, now the Thors...
The
Mutalisks are
he got so greedy with that last shot on that tank, and he loses a bunch more mutas than he had to.
Those mutas took so much damage. They were so clumped up. So yeah,
that's why you never double dip, you know?
It's not zombies. Zombies, you double tap, but you don't double dip.
That's right, man. And Metalcore keeping this line going. Another base going down on the other side for Wonder. Wonder does think he has Metalcore contained on these 3. He actually hasn't. Oh yeah, I guess he did check that base with those mutas. Metalcore leaving 3 Thors in his main. Definitely trying to be safe in this one. Then I don't know. I don't know.
Wonder's slowly losing.
Wonder is definitely ahead. But with Mech, it's not if you're ahead, it's whether or not you're going to be able to close the game out. That really matters.
I would almost like to see Wonder... You know, Wonder still has not... Oh, he did build his hive. I would like to see Wonder go for Crater Spire and switch into Broodlord. That might... Because of the sheer number of tanks, if you can get up a decent number of Broodlords, they outrange your turrets, they outrange... You know, they can start getting some damage done.
And Metalcore, man. A lot more turrets going down in the main. And he needs to rebuild those starports. There goes one of them going back down. But those things are pretty important for Mech, because he's not going anywhere anytime soon against these swarm hosts. His really only choice is to transition into air.
Metalcore also needs to throw down another
Oh no,
base.
these Thors! What are they? Oh, okay, I thought they were like, just like randomly rallied.
Oh, and they
Oh,
are.
look, they are randomly rallied.
2 Thors going to the middle of the base. Oh, it tries to take down a little bit of creep. And oh, these Mutalisks getting a little bit close to the Thors. The Thors not going to take the chance. And oh, these 2 Thors are out in the middle of the map here. Oh, but almost no damage to those Thors. There is too many tanks here, and the tanks are on the move. Is this a good or bad thing? These tanks need to re-siege before the Locusts come out again. Metalcore knows exactly the right amount of time he has. And it looks like Metalcore is going to try to slowly work his way in with these tanks. Does he unsiege and re-siege again?
Let's just check some of the kills on these tanks, man. 89, 79, 80, 82, 87. Wow.
Mutalisks going into the base. Now these Mutalisks, if these Mutalisks went into the center of the base, they would have free reign over everything, but these missile turrets...
Definitely not worth it either way. I think by the time he got to the middle of the base, he would have lost.
And look at this, an additional 5, 6.
That is like 8 more missile turrets. 3, 5, 6 going down for Metalcore. He really does not like Mutalisks. That is for sure. I can empathize, man.
And Metalcore slowly bringing these siege tanks forward.
Yeah,
Slowly.
Very slow push, but Wonder has plenty of room to backtrack across the map.
And this creep thread.
Oh,
and a couple Raven gets two missiles off on one of those swarm hosts. So one swarm host goes down. Metalcore slowly creeping towards maxed out. He's at 170 now.
Yeah, this is the slow creep, man. This is the never move until you are a Villo style of mech. And Metalcore.
Oh, here comes. Is he gonna be able to re-siege in time? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That is a slow creep.
Man, is he gonna take another base up here? Yes, he is.
Yeah,
this SCV is selected, so there's definitely gonna be another base going down as soon as he has the money for it.
We have 3 additional Ravens, 2 Hellbats, and 3 Thors on the way for Metalcore, and that's really gonna pretty much, well, it won't round out his army. On the other side, Sax, a great choice by Wonder, allowing him to do drops, and I think we just had our first tank go over 100 and indeed with 106 kills. Oh, and these tanks
really, man.
I think that one tank is in range of that first swarm host, though.
It is in range of a lot of the swarm hosts, actually. It's in range of like the first 5, but it's gonna die. So, oh well.
And
a little bit too much for a slow creep. He did lose all of those SCVs? How many SCVs just went down, man? That was a lot of SCVs. 56 total killed. Wow. And Metalcore losing. SCVs are pretty important when you're not at a critical mass of command centers yet. But Metalcore is not.
And these Mutalisks flying right into the Thors.
Oh, no.
Mules being thrown down, trying to save as much repair as much as they can, and all of these Mutalisks look like they are going to be taking out. But the siege tanks were unsieged, and these locusts are getting in on the siege line. Oh, but some PDDs are thrown down. And PDDs are thrown down to save these tanks in some great play. And the scan coming down is going to re-siege some of this creep. Some very interesting play there. Metalcore trying to make something happen.
I mean, flying those mutas was not a great idea, but at the same time, you can just make them again. So
an additional 13 Mutalisks being made, or is that just 3?
Total of 31.
31 mutas.
Probably had about 8 or 9 left over from that original 4, so a good deal of gas being spent to make those mutas. And still no idea about these upper bases, man. And the gas is the critical.
Oh, and a little bit more of a little bit better of a magic box there, but
a good idea.
These mutas are just being taken down by these Thors. An additional Thor in place here, and all these mutas look like they were going to fall, and they were just bait.
I mean, I would have no problem with that if he wasn't having spent all his gas right before that, remaking those mutas. So those mutas did not exactly get their value.
And I'm surprised that the creep spread just stopped. Wonder hasn't spread creep. He could have been all over this map.
He lost his original. Oh no, the queens are still there, so that is kind of weird. I guess, you know, he can't really keep creeping into Metalcore's army. Where does he go?
Well, he can go north and take over those bases. It's a way of scouting.
Yeah, it is a way of scouting for sure. But I think he's kind of preoccupied is, I guess, the right word.
And at the same time, Metalcore still hasn't maxed. He hasn't saturated the 3rd or his 4th yet up in the north.
Well, he did lose a lot of those SCVs, don't forget. And like as I was saying, really the most important part for the SCVs to be at these bases is the gas mining, because everything else is just going to come from mules at this point in the game.
Oh, and it looks like a couple of these Thors may
SCVs
go down to these locusts. 1 Thor goes down. 2 Thors go down. 2 Thors go down from the locusts. So a little bit. And Metalcore does have a nice little gas bank working for him. He's at about 900. So
this is very bad for our Zerg player because Metalcore has 30 SCVs, which means that this army is a lot bigger than the Zerg player.
Yeah, 130 against the 63. 63 drones for our Zerg player. 97 larvae for our Zerg player.
Take a look at the army supply. It is 126 for Metalcore versus 85 for our Zerg player.
Yeah, and this is the other thing you have to mention is, you know, I'm almost surprised Wonder doesn't just build mass Zergling and see if he can get anything done with it. He's got 9,000 minerals. He has 90 something.
Oh man, Metalcore creeping up, man.
He has 9,000.
Not good for Wonder. This is very not good for Wonder.
And in 66 Zerglings in production, what did I... You get what you wish for sometimes.
Yeah, you know, he's just gotta find.
And
He's got to make something. Maybe he's gonna try for drops. You know, I'm actually a big fan of roach drops against mech before the mech really gets started.
These PDDs are paying off a lot of dividends.
Raven's pretty good unit.
And here comes the Zerglings.
Oh, those Hellbats.
I didn't even see the Hellbats in the army, and these Zerglings are just getting taken down. A lot of Vipers going in, and they're just taking down.
Viper's not doing anything at all. Just getting taken out for nothing. Viper.
Oh, and a couple Seeker missiles going down on the Swarm host. So it looks like Metalcore is slowly going to be pushing into to the win now.
Everyone a lesson on how to play mech if you want to win. Just don't move for 35 minutes.
Wonder has to be sitting there in his base going,
what do I even do?
What do I do against this?
Yeah, like, how do you... that's why I think, man, roach drops. I have a very high master Zerg, you know, he's a very high level guy. He played a Villo. Just roach dropped him. Villo got pretty mad. Because roach drops kind of come at that critical point where, first of all, like, all those turrets aren't up, you know, there's nothing really defending the base.
And I sit here and I think to myself, when you're playing mech and your opponent's turtling on that tank Thor missile turret, why wouldn't the Zerg player go Broodlord?
You can, but your his gas was being spent elsewhere with the Swarm hosts and the mutas.
Yeah,
but
why keep
the
going?
Broodlords, Ravens just absolutely demolish Broodlords. Just really, really kill Broodlords. I think this is kind of where the point where this army sort of becomes unkillable. That's where it is. Like, what do you make? He's literally tried every unit he can make except Ultra this right now. He's got roaches, he's got Zerglings, no Banelings, because Banelings are not gonna really do anything. But you know, what do you do? What do you make? It's at this point in the game, you have to, you know, be just
Blinding Cloud. You'd need Blinding Cloud, I think. If you're
I don't
not
even know if it would have done it, man. Because those Ravens still are just so powerful. Oh, here comes the roach drops, but a little bit too late in the game, I think. Not even dropping.
These tanks. I mean, the Overlord's just getting cremated by the Thors. There's so many Thors there.
Unfortunate. Our Zerg player looking good, looking strong, but seemingly floundering in the ultra late game, not knowing really how to play against this. I think maybe Infestors would have been a good call.
Our Zerg player down to only 27 supply of larva and nothing really left. Even a couple of Marines coming out to join the party for Metalcore and up into the main. Just gonna.
I think he just wants to remake base. Pretend he spawned in the upper left instead of the bottom left. Because he has the money to do it. He can definitely keep this game going, but I just don't think he, in time, will be able to make an army. Will be able to deal with Metalcores.
Yeah, Metalcore is one at this point.
I mean, maybe like a base race would be his best option, but you know, it's also so late to try it. Maybe while it was going on, he could have tried. I'm just trying to think, is there any way for a Zerg player to just, because he's definitely not out of the game yet. Now he does have the complete. He just, you know, he really just took the upper side of the map and pretended he spawned there. Like that's what he just did. And I just, maybe if he did this with this roaches a little bit earlier, and he was just ready to go with this. I think you can't let that death march happen. You have to slow it down. You have to do something to really stop it. It's tough. It's tough. Ow.
So our best of 3 starts with our Terran player Metalcore is going to get the first win, and to add insult to injury,
all these overlords are going to go down.
Metalcore has supply blocked Wonder.
You have to wonder at this point what's going through Wonder's head.
Right now, Wonder is thinking, how do I win game number 2?
Yeah, probably. And
I mean,
it just, you know, when from personal experience, you know, when you play a very long game, it's very hard to admit that you're gonna lose it. You know, you think just listen. I spent so much time in this game. It sucks. You know, when you win that game, it feels great. You know, when you're losing it, it kind of feels like, oh man, I just spent 40 minutes in this game for what? You know. Maybe that's, you know, he's kind of just seeing if there's anything else he can possibly do. Unfortunately, I do think the answer is no.
So, on the bright side, Wonder got another Ultralisk Cavern down before his Hive fell. And a Spire, and an Infestation Pit.
There's the GG well played coming out.
Manor.
Metalcore officially takes game 1.
Manor guy there. I need to think of some way in my overlay to showcase the ace match best 2 of 3. Because I don't have that.
Unfortunate. Well,
so we have the next game. Wonder picks Heavy Rain to play on.
oh, that's a great mech map. I'll tell you that much.
So we have
Wonder,
Heavy Rain.
Either that's his favorite map or he has a plan for it. Great map for roach drafts. Plenty of surface area in the May. I still have hope.
So our Diamond Ace match continues. The best of 3. Metalcore up 1-0 in this best of 3 against Wonder. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into this game. Spawning in the northern position, down 1-0 in this best of 3 series. It is our Zerg player from Team Stratk Gaming. It is Wonder.
Wonder indeed. With a wonderful play. Game none. Game 1. Perhaps wondering now what his game plan for game 2 should be. And wondering at his opponent with his puzzling style of play is Wonder. So what do you think for game 2? Do you think Wonder's going to change it up at all? I think after playing against that, it's kind of hard to be like, all right, well, let me just do that again.
I think you completely forgot that you were using Wonder so often to introduce Metalcore that you forgot to introduce him. Because
Metalcore,
you never introduced him.
in the bottom right of the map.
Metalcore!
Metalcore! Or I believe he's named for a metal band, so perhaps Metalcore. It's better. But anyway.
I think it's more a style of music.
I got caught up in my Wonder puns. It's true. They do keep me a little bit busy.
You throw up the horns for Wonder.
Raise your downers.
All right.
Metalcore not going to expand at the natural this time. He's going to go for 12. Nope, 13 racks. So gas first.
So we have Metalcore here blocking his wall. Maybe he thinks his opponent's going to do some sort of early aggression, which I wouldn't fault him if he did. If Wonder said, you know, that last game macro didn't work, he just went into his mech game. He turtled up, he shelled up, I expanded like I was supposed to, I contained him like I was supposed to, but nothing happened and I lost.
Yeah, I mean, besides for a few flubs with those mutas, I think Wonder played right. You know? It's just sort of, well, he made most of my flubs, game right. Yeah, flubs, man.
Yeah, flubs, man.
I wonder about that word. But
watch the Unrivaled versus Composite cast, and you will understand what we mean by flubs.
Flubs.
That cast is supposed to be sometime today or tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly when. If I find out before the end of this cast, I will gladly let you know. I can't wait to see that cast myself. I'm actually playing this week. Did you see that?
I did not. Oh, yeah. I gotta go watch your games, man.
How about that? I'm probably gonna lose. It's okay.
Oh, come on. Where's your faith? All right, I'll coach you. On the 1/3 chance you end up getting Terran.
I know. I've got a coach for Zerg. My Zerg has been a lot better. I don't have a coach for Toss or Terran yet. I'd gladly take any coaching I can get.
Terran, listen, Terran is objectively the hardest race, okay? Toss is a move, right? Zerg is a move. What's Terran? Stim and a move. Yeah? You have to press 2 buttons. You can't just press 1. It's objectively the hardest race, man.
I hear you.
You need a good coach for that.
So we have the reactor on the factory. It's probably going to make some Hellions, and then we're going to have some more stuff, and we're going to have a big fight, and somebody's going to win.
Yes.
So why do we even need to watch the game? Because I just explained it perfectly for you.
You know what, Corn? I think we don't need to watch the game.
Yeah.
But Metalcore is choosing to get that command center before he starts his Hellions, so...
And putting down a barrack, so he's probably going to build maybe 4 Marines. Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe. Oh, well, look at that.
Oh,
What am I
Widowmine.
first? Ooh. So, I don't know about these Zerglings, man.
Oh, these Zerglings, are they going to get the kill? They're going to get the kill.
They are going to get the kill.
Where's the SCV? The SCV runs away. They're going to go after another SCV. Oh, the Marine comes out. The Marine's going to stutter step backwards. Stutter steps backwards. They're going to go hide behind the bunker. No, he doesn't hide behind the supply depot. Going after the Zergling. The Zergling comes. It's Mercoed back. Gets an attack. Gets an attack. Gets an attack. Oh, the Marine goes down.
Kind of reminded me of a...
Oh, but no, the SCV comes out. The SCV comes out and punches the Zergling in the face with his drill. That fusion cutter. 1 kill SCV. Hero SCV. Let's go watch Bob. No,
he kind of reminded me of one of those guys who is professional, sales, for the
the auctioneers.
One Zergling is going to go down to the Marines. Do I have 2 Marines? I have 1 Marine, 1 Marine going once, 1 Marine going twice. Now it's going to go down to the 2 Zerglings, another 2 Zerglings. Go down. Finally, this.
I need to come up with something that's going to be like my signature cast. I finally came up with my way to end the weekly Chobo games or maps. I've used the same thing for the past 2 weeks, so I think I might stick with that. The scale of cheese.
Oh yes.
Yes, it's the scale of cheese.
Of course, the famous scale of cheese.
Yeah,
Metalcore is going to get a free observer here, overlord here.
Well,
but again, he is going to see the factory, probably going to assume the same thing as last game, which is a mistake because it is Widow Mines. He does not know this yet.
This overlord was just sacrificial, really, to just scout the main base. There's no reason. He didn't. Wonder didn't do that on accident. Wonder did that on purpose.
Absolutely on purpose, getting the scouting info he needed. However, it is going to be an overlord down. Metalcore going for a very different style of mech. As we did see last game, at least for the early game. The 2 armories are already going down.
I would just like to point out that 4 Marines have been built and there is no other Marines being queued.
Yes, that is probably the end of Marine production for this game. But...
It's like I watched this game before, but I didn't.
Oh, dude. It's like...
magic. I really don't. I don't watch the games before I cast them.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch Metalcore games before I casted them either.
Why would you want to watch a 42-minute TVC? Come on now.
By the way, we don't mean any offense to Metalcore at all. This is completely we're joking around.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
Metalcore's a great guy, and unfortunately, his games just take a while.
He's been sending me messages on Skype this entire cast.
Man, he really loves StarCraft. He loves to play it so much. He'll stay in it for 42 minutes of the game.
So Wonder definitely taking a little bit different of an approach this game. He took a much faster third base than he did in the first game. He does have upgrades going for Roach a lot earlier, and he is building a couple Spore Crawlers. I don't know why he's building some Spore Crawlers in his base. Maybe he's scared of the Banshee play coming in, but no Banshee play is coming out yet.
Maybe scared of Widowmine drop?
Possibly. Maybe he saw the Widowmine with his first 2 Zerglings that killed that 1 Marine in the Auctioneer games.
Oh, he does know that there is now. He does know about this Widowmine now. As it did just attack the queen.
So
yes. So he's not going to try and take his 4. Oh, there's another one by the other base. So Metalcore is trying to get scouts off. I personally am a big fan of letting the Zerg player take it, and then when they transfer the drones, you have it right behind the mineral line, and you get like 10 drone kills because all the drones are stacked on the mineral. Oh, it feels so good.
That is fun. Nothing better than taking down a lot. And that Widowmine is back in charge.
A lot faster of a Spire this game coming down. I guess it's because the Widowmines, there's no need really to rake roaches for him right now. And these Widowmines, man, really establishing a perimeter for Metalcore.
And guess what we have going down? We had high-sec auto-tracking for a little bit, but it changed it to Terran building armor. And we have about 10... what do you call those? The things that Metalcore likes to build a lot of?
Turrets.
Yes.
I don't even have to look at the production tab.
We have a lot of missile turrets going up as well. Looks like we have about 15 or so total. So
Metalcore's really got his timing on the missile turrets well nailed. 11 minutes is right when you might be seeing Mutas out of a 10-minute Spire.
And he does have a nice little Widowmine ball around his third as well. And his third going into
Orbital.
an orbital instead of a planetary. A bit interesting.
That's safe enough, especially when it's so close to your main. It's not like you have that much surface area to protect, because you just kind of have to protect from this entrance, and then this entrance, and then this little extra area right here is pretty easy to defend too. You know, it's just as well.
And Metalcore actually building some additional missile turrets to supplement his current missile turrets, so...
Yeah, he knows what's up, man. He knows what's going on. He knows mutas are a very popular choice, especially in a series. I gotta say, it's very fun to see how the players are changing their play based on having played against their opponent once.
Metalcore,
Wonder.
You should
Wonder.
rename... Metalcore, you really need to use your name change and call yourself a missile turret. If there is a... Whoa, what happened to my mouse? If there is a missile turret portrait, I would be very displeased if you did not use it, Metalcore.
You should use the Widowmine portrait. That thing's awesome.
It is awesome, but it is not a missile turret.
Ah, good call. Okay, but I mean, really.
Oh, now Metalcore going after the rocks, or the rocks tower.
So he's even blocking off one of the entryways into this third. So you can see why an orbital is a fairly safe choice on this map.
And
plenty of time.
Here comes the mutas, and they're gonna
Here
say...
comes Johnny, and bye, Johnny. Gonna work on those rocks.
At least it's safe. It's out of the way of everything.
Yeah, he's good. But really, there's no opportunity for Wonder to make any play happen. At least on this side, there is a little bit of leeway for maybe a Ling run
No
by.
Thor's yet. 2-2. No Thor's yet on the map. 2-2 coming out for the mech player here. We do have level 1 flyer attacks. 1-1 is already down for missile attacks and carapace for the Zerg player. And if we take a look at the army, at the base, there's not really much to speak of. We do have an infestation pit going down. The hive is morphing into a lair. The lair is morphing into a hive.
Metalcore might actually have all of his upgrades finished before 20 minutes, as opposed to having them start at 20 minutes this
That'd
game.
be very interesting. Now, Wonder here, I'm surprised, isn't just taking more bases.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. It seems like he has plenty of opportunity.
He has plenty of money right now. Why not just take the bases now, or at least spread your creep better? Because if you could spread your creep better, it'd be a...
You know, I wonder if Wonder is planning with these two. Yeah, all right. Extra creep tumors coming down on this side of the map now. Very interestingly rallied, the Queen's Hour. But these Zerglings really do need to move. I think they should probably. I think a Zergling run by would be a good move right now. Like, there's nothing to stop him on this side of the map if he just runs through the other fourth. He doesn't exactly know that, but it's fairly easy to tell. And right now they're not doing anything. So, you know, just moving them around, never a bad idea. Gonna finish off these rocks.
With the Mutilus, yeah, always a good choice, you know.
Oh no! Every aggressive option now is being shut down by Metalcore. The two sensor towers coming down. Really very good play, as he is very knowledgeable now as to what is going on around his portion of the map. A favorite play of mine is to actually build sensor towers outside your opponent's base, because then you know what's going on his side of the map too. But doesn't look like we're going to be seeing that out of Metalcore, unfortunately.
So yeah, this is... Metalcore is in the lead this game. He's ahead in supply. He's got his 3 bases. He's got upgrade advantage, and he's got mech.
Yeah, this is why mech is very good on this map. It's very cliffy, very good for tanks, but additionally, it's very, very easy.
And I'm not sure if I like this with the Locust here. Going
more
through.
swarm hosts. I don't know, man. It didn't work for him last game. This exact composition did not work for him last game.
He is going for the Greater Spire much earlier this game, so we're going to have to see if it's for Vipers or if he's going to build a couple Corruptors and try to go into Broodlords. He really needs to spread his creep, though. You need creep as close to your enemy as you can get it when you are playing with Locusts.
You know, I actually just remembered what's happening right now is Zerg players coming up with a good strategy is for the Zerg players to, I believe, get a 13-minute Greater Spire and actually just go from there. And it's becoming very popular because 13-minute Broodlords, man, pretty strong. Especially against mech.
You want to talk about strong, look at the 4th base of Metalcore. A bunch of turrets, 2 planetaries, a sensor tower.
You shall not pass, says Metalcore. These mutas looking like they're just going to get sacked here for the supply. Yeah. Yep, they all go down. More supply, making way for the Broodlords. 7 Corruptors. Going to turn into 7 Broodlords. We'll see if they are able to perhaps break Metalcore's front. But Metalcore already starting Raven production. Has the opportunity to make more Vikings.
And
Solid
there is
number of doors.
high-sec auto-tracking and building armor for Metalcore already researched, so...
Yes, Metalcore, again, looking like he's just... Oh, he's already maxed, though. Oh, looks like he wants to do something with these Hellions over here. Probably going into the third, fourth.
They're gonna do so much work if they do cut through there. Does he have Does he have the servos so that he can turn into Hellions and Hellbats? Or
Wonder realizing his mistake with these last 4 mutas that he made and just sacking them.
And he is building 3 Corruptors, so we might see some Broodlords. Yes, indeed, 5 Broodlords being created now. We do have a couple additional Corruptors being produced, and we'll have to see if those turn into Broodlords or not, but I do like the Broodlords. Now, this is very nice. The Hellions have a couple Hellbats with them, so those Zerglings aren't going to do really anything. And it is actually a full Hellbat army. No, there are 2 Hellions there.
Blue Flame finally being researched for them.
No, the Broodlords. The Broodlords going to defend, and I'm not sure if I like this because of how long it takes Broodlords to move. You might not want to show them until after they're ready to go, and...
Yeah, he's not going to show them anyway. These are going to go down in time, I hope. Yeah, they're definitely going to go down before the Broodlords get there. I guess that's the benefit of them moving so slow. He's not going to get a chance to show them off just yet.
Alright, so now the Broodlords and the Locusts. It is the Siege of Westfall here as...
The free unit army coming out here for Wonder.
But on the bright side, Broodlords will do direct damage to units, unlike Locusts. They don't always hit.
The Broodlings do collision damage as well as melee damage. You get smacked in the face with a Broodling, it's gonna hurt, man.
Yeah,
These things are not soft.
It hurts pretty good,
Have
too.
claws, man.
Alright, let's watch these Locusts go after. They're gonna die.
Oh, let's do our gamely tank kill count. The highest I'm seeing is 49. Oh, there's a 50, and the 49 now is a 50 as well, so... 50 kills. Highest. Oh, these Broodlords going in. And...
Oh, here comes the Ravens. The Ravens throwing down PDDs, and the Vikings...
PDDs block?
They block Corruptor shots.
Do they block Broodlings, though? I don't think so, right?
Oh, and a couple of Seeker missiles get thrown down, one on a Corruptor, one on a Broodlord.
Oh, good play, though.
Nothing falls, though, because of it.
Away. He did move the targeting units away, so there's that. Got decent split going from there. But he does not split that one and doesn't have the Corruptor for it. It looks like he is...
Wonder is actually making...
Yeah, he's making a little bit of progress into this base.
But no, now these Vikings are going to take down the rest of these...
No, I think he's waiting for this next wave of Locusts. Never mind, the Vikings actually are doing a lot of work.
The Vikings are taking down the Corruptors and the Mutalisks, and that's going to be free range.
I think Infestors would be a great addition to this.
And now it's going to be free range on these Broodlords. All of these Broodlords are going to fall.
On the way down. So he's going to, at least for next time.
Yeah, but all these Broodlords are going to fall. These Corruptors will not be there in time, and...
+3 flyer attacks now on the way, as well as +1 melee. So Wonder maybe with an Ultra. Yep, there it is, the Ultra follow-up. He looks like he wants to transition. He really wants to build Ultras, man. He really does. He's just not finding the right moment.
And the PDDs are still doing work, blocking these Locusts from doing anything.
Looks like kill tank, by the way.
Looks like Metalcore is trying to do a little bit of a move out here. Some additional Broodlords being produced. And yeah, this is... the Corruptors still just being pushed away by those PDDs.
Metalcore looking like he wants to expand into the middle of the base, middle of the map here. And really, the first player who can secure these expansions is, in my opinion, going to win the game. Because securing them already means you have map control. And Metalcore really wants to go for it, but I don't think he can ever secure those bases against Broodlords.
A lot of Ravens.
Oh no, he doesn't split it all! Yes, he does, I'm wrong.
But those PDDs are really what's saving Metalcore this game right now, because those Corruptors aren't really doing the work that they need to. Those PDDs keep taking down the Corruptor shots, the Locust shots, and...
Corruptors just going down a volley at a time. And the Broodlords are going to follow them.
And now these Corruptors are Corruptor's going down very quickly here. Only 4 left. Make it 2, make it 1, make it none. And now these additional Broodlords are going to fall. You can't make Broodlords if you don't have air superiority.
You know, Corrin, do you know the saying, never argue with an idiot? He'll drag you down to his level and beat you with experience?
Yes.
I think we should take that statement and apply it to Metalcore. Because Metalcore, a lot of his experience is in the late game, yes? He knows exactly what to do in this situation. We're seeing Wonder, with a little bit of inexperience in this situation. As Metalcore just seems to know exactly what to do, whereas Wonder is wondering.
He's doing the same thing that he did last game, and really,
yes,
it
seems to be, he seems to be very familiar with it.
You need to go a little bit of a Wings of Liberty style to really come through with this. I almost think that the only way to beat this style would be a mix of Infestors and Vipers. Like, you're going to need Vipers to...
Wonder is taking those middle bases, so it looks like there is yet hope for him, by the way.
You're going to need the Vipers to throw down the Binding Cloud to keep the tanks and the Thors away from doing range damage, and throw down a couple Fungos or just mass Infested Baron to...
Yeah. I don't think Mutas are, against Metalcore style of play, the way to go anymore. I think...
And especially now, because Metalcore's not playing such heavy mech here.
These Thors, man, where are they going?
But he has such a high... He has such a high number of Sky Army right now. His Viking count is just so high.
Yeah. Metalcore looking to advance down the right side of the map with the rest of his non-tank army. And I mean, he doesn't even need the tanks right now. The Swarm hosts are forced to back up to defend against
and these Mutas actually clump up a little bit and take some shots from the Thors.
Oh no, that last one of mine shot is going to get 5 kills for that one of mine, so unfortunate enough for those Mutas.
Look at the Viking count.
Yeah, I mean, Metalcore, I feel very justified in calling Metalcore's army a real force. You know, this is Metalcore's force that is moving down the field now. It's not just an army.
He even has a Banshee with this army.
Yeah, Banshee's very good, especially with...
Well, you need something with the Ravens to take out the creep.
Yeah, the creep. As well as it's good against Ultras, which Metalcore does see a few of on the field. Wonder, man, yeah, so as I was saying, man, just don't mech against Metalcore. He will drag you down to his level and beat you with experience. Yeah, late game is Metalcore's home.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Wonder just GG's out of frustration. Like, I don't know what to do.
He doesn't seem like the type of player.
He has nearly no gas. He's not going to take air superiority. The only chance he'd have to take air superiority right now is to fungal the air units to death.
PDDs, heroes of the game, man.
Oh,
Here come these Seeker missiles. Oh, Lord Almighty. Yep, right after those Seeker missiles.
Those Seeker missiles. And that ends it for us today, ladies and gentlemen. So that does put Lucky 13 with a 4th game. That should update for you relatively soon here on the stream, I hope.
However, that game was not enough. Metalcore does not win it. Stratk had won it previously. 5 now to 4.
So, ladies and gentlemen, 5-4 in favor of Stratk Gaming. Let's take one final look at the matchups, though. I'm not going to remember who won all of these games. I think I remember most
I'll help you out, buddy.
So, in our Bronze-Silver match, we saw Sin versus the Mighty L.
Mighty L took that one.
In our first Gold game, we had Sky High versus Joe AKC.
Joe AKC took that one.
Then we had the Saucy Sauce Man versus Muzzy.
Unfortunately, Saucy was not able to hold, and I believe that Muzzy won that one.
And we had Ping Pang versus B Mineral.
B Mineral losing to Ping Pang.
Landot played Alessandro.
Alessandro with his Barracks Mind games, unfortunately not able to do it. Landot.
Equilibrium against Couchy.
Couchy's my favorite build, man. Unable to win against Equilibrium, who actually did come prepared. That Colossus coming in big for him.
Nicro versus Stud Puffin.
Stud Puffin, unfortunately, just not able to do it. Nicro with some great, very solid Protoss play, just simply overwhelmed his opponent.
Mafree versus Just Blue.
Oh, this one, I believe it was Malfrey.
It was indeed Malfrey. And finally,
Malfrey.
in our ace matchup, we had Wonder against Metalcore, and Metalcore taking the 2-0 win. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us. This has been Chobo Team League Season number 6, Week number 1. This was Stratk Gaming against the Lucky 13. Thank you all very much for watching. There's a couple more casts going on. I believe the Alloy Esport in All Inspiration cast still has a little bit more to go. And the Team Unrivaled versus Team Composite match is supposed to be taking place either sometime today, tonight, or tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned onto the website for you. Once again, this is Chobo Team League. Check us out at choboteamleague.com. And we will catch you all on the next cast. Fox, thank you very much for being a co-cast. Anything you want to say just to wrap things up?
It's been fun, man. I'm glad to be back casting with you. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure from my side as well. My name is Corn Muscles. Check me out. I'm on Twitter at Corn Muscles. Check out Chobo Team League, choboteamleague.com, youtube.com/Chobo Team League. I have a YouTube as well, YouTube/Corn Muscles. And as well, of course, check out Chobo Team League on Twitter at Chobo Team League. Again, it's an amateur gaming league, all amateurs, all for fun, and you play, you meet some great friends, and you have a lot of fun. So that's it from us at the caster desk, I guess you could say. So have a great evening, and go queue up on ladder, folks.
Yeah, man. Queue up, enjoy the game as much as Metalcore does.
And we are out.